How are you doing, everyone? It's me, the Domo Taku, here today to talk about episode 23 of Rewrite. I was about to say Rewrite. How are you doing, everyone? It's me, the Domo Taku, here to talk about episode 23 of ReZero, not Rewrite. That's a whole different series, and it does not go for 23 episodes. Anyways, oh my goodness. What the hell, this episode, I swear. You know, I thought things couldn't have freaking screwed with me this series anymore because it's going towards the end, but I was completely wrong. I was so wrong, and I don't know how I feel about what happened this episode. Man, that was some powerful stuff there. I'll give it that. It wasn't helping that the ending was playing at the same time, which made it even more emotional to see, but oh my goodness. So let's leave that for the end of this video. Basically, you know, just this episode is they're trying to evacuate the village, and there happens to be, or no, Ram was trying to protect the village and whatnot, and then, was it Ram? Yeah, Ram. And, Ram, okay, I'm sorry, but yeah, basically you get to the village, try to evacuate all the villagers, right, but then there turns out to be a spy of the witch cult inside the merchants and the crates and whatnot, and basically the whole village gets ambushed by the witch cult, and then a freaking huge-ass battle unfolds in the village, a lot of people dying, a lot of knights dying. It was unexpected, right? And then, of course, we see more of Beetlejuice's fingers, his, like, lieutenants or whatever, like, who have the same ability as him. And, you know, it's just, like, a huge-ass fight, right? I was like, oh my goodness, they gotta fight, like, how many more of these people with, like, this freaking, like, hands and whatnot? There's, like, 2 left, I believe. And they got through them, right? But Wilhelm got injured and whatnot. And, you know, there were a lot of casualties in this battle. But then, who comes to save the day from everyone? Amelia, finally we've seen Amelia after so long. Amelia comes up with Puck and like starts using her freaking ice magic to own the field, and like just, man, she destroys that witch guy and just like, you know, it's like, you gotta go down. And then it's kind of sad that everyone really does hate Amelia because of her half-elf sort of thing going on, but heck, that's all there is to it. You know, everyone really doesn't like her and whatnot, and they always blame her half-elf appearance. But in the end, it was a successful battle. They wipe out the witch cult, they get rid of all of Beetlejuice's fingers or his lieutenants and whatnot with the same ability. And I was like, wow, they saved everyone. You know, there were some casualties of the villagers because of the surprise attack of the merchants and the sneak attack. Amelia's not dead. They got rid of Beetlejuice and all of these other crazy people that have Beetlejuice's abilities. It's like, this is gonna work. They saved him, and now you have the last other two episodes or whatever to just resolve the series and you know, go and do whatever. Hopefully season 2, right? But no, my expectations go wrong. Something happens to Subaru, and he's just like, oh, I gotta go get away from everyone. And Amelia, and I was like, wait, what the frick? Is something going on with his like is a return from death ability, or like something's going on, right? So Subaru runs away into the forest where Ulyss and Felis chase after him, only to find out that Beetlejuice has taken over Subaru's body. And oh my goodness, that was not a sight to see. I was like, oh my goodness, the person he hates the most has taken control of his body. Now, I have some speculation on this, and there's only one way I could think of how this would work, is that somehow Subaru got cursed through Beetlejuice, right? And there's only one thing that I could think of in this series that could get him to be cursed by Beetlejuice to take over his body, which is the book, the gospel, or whatever the frick they called it in the series, right? So yeah, you know, ever since they got that book from him, nothing like this sort of happened. And you know, after they killed Beetlejuice's body, what is the one thing that Subaru got from his body and just kept on him? Is that book. And you know, after all, like, you see this suddenly happen, it's like, oh man, I think it's the book that allowed him to plant the curse on Subaru and take over his freaking body. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is some bullshit. It's like, can Subaru be saved? And I was like, everyone's just like so confused. It's like, oh, I am Beetlejuice, I am back, this body is perfect, blah 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 blah. And you know, Ulyss and Felis are trying to snap him out of it. It was like telling Subaru to try and fight back at it, but I don't think he can. And you know, he's there, right? Subaru's not fully gone from his body, but at this point doesn't think that he could live and make it through with Beetlejuice in his body. He thinks that it's too late, and he tells Euless to kill him. That is some big decision going on there. And you know, Euless being, I actually like Euless now in this series. You know, after meeting up again and finally like talking about the shit that happened with the sword fight, you know, they became some actually good friends, and you know, sort of like they have this sort of mess situation or relationship, but you know, overall they're in good terms with each other for now, right? But you know, Subaru in the end was gonna go apologize to him and apologize about what he did and like what his actions and whatnot. And I thought that these two were actually good friends. Fellas also here plays a really friendly role towards Subaru, and towards the end, you know, Euless cannot kill Subaru. He wanted to, like, you know, he wanted to keep him alive, and like, you know, you have to tell me what you wanted to tell me and stay alive, right? But you know, it can't work like that. And then since Euless won't kill Subaru, Subaru asks Fellas to do it, and Fellas does not hesitate. She freaking like touches his face, uses her magic on him, and he just goes down on the ground and is like in pain and shit. That was so, you know, all this doesn't help when the ending plays with this tragedy going on, and the ending's name or song theme is called Stay Alive. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Or it's emotionally freaking like up there now because the dang song is playing. So yeah, Euless like freaking kills him, or not kills him, I don't know exactly what he does, but you know, he like freaking starts trying to kill him with some magical poison or whatever, but then he's not dead, and then he's just like, oh, just kill me already. And like, you know, it's like, no, it's impossible, Beetlejuice has been defeated. And then I think Euless does the finishing blow and Subaru. And then of course Amelia somehow knows that something's going on and looks in the distance and whatnot. But what does this mean for the series? Now, after all this, I cannot believe that Subaru would die this late in the series, or after he's progressed so much with this arc and lifetime he's had. So I find this really hard to believe, but it's okay. So here's my thinking, right? So for one, it's too obvious that he would die, because of course if he dies, he's gonna return back to death, and he should know this himself. Subaru should know this himself. But you know, assumingly that, you know, if he dies this series, and you know, like, you know, the people who made the show, it's so obvious for him to die that he would just go back to whatever he started, right? But assuming that he dies at this point, he goes back to some other point earlier, not when he's in the town with Rem and the shopping and whatnot, not that far, but maybe after he defeated the white whale or something like that. And then after that, with the newfound information, he could then prevent Beetlejuice from taking over his body and get rid of the book and whatnot. That's my assumption. But either way, if it's not Subaru dying, then it's either he lived and somehow he fought off Beetlejuice's body, or Beetlejuice's mind control, whatever, out of his body, and then he lives, and then he's brought back to the mansion, and then they could all assume a happy ending. But I don't think that's the case, because Euless freaking takes a swing at Subaru, and unless he like injures Subaru to the point where he's not dead, then that's gonna be like a whole major turn point. Because it's either, okay, so one, Subaru dies and goes back to death some point later, maybe not at the same time he did in this arc where he's in the market with Rem, maybe sometime after he defeats the white whale, or before he gets to the village, or before he kills Beetlejuice, maybe of that sort. Two, he's not dead and they're gonna try and help out Subaru and get rid of Beetlejuice out of his body or something like that. Three, what was the third option? I had a third option here. I know for sure I had a third option. Crud, I don't remember anymore. So I think that's the only two options. And yeah, that's basically it. So, wow, this episode, I can't believe, like when I saw that, I cannot believe that happened. Man, that was like the most emotional 2 minutes besides episode 18. So anyways, guys, that's about it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below, because 2 episodes left. I have no clue what's gonna happen anymore with this dang series. I thought there's going for 24, so there's like 1 episode left, but there's 2 more, so it's going for 25. Hopefully good things, we can see some good things in those next 2 episodes. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video on the Domotaku Anime channel, so take care, guys, and matane.